I've just bought 100,000 Jasmy because I think there is insane potential in this project. Right now, you're seeing a very big shift in the world of cryptocurrency. Since its inception, we've seen a huge amount of regulation come in places like China, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, whereas the United States has been really, really lax on crypto in general. And now we're seeing a big shift. We're now seeing regulation be dropped in places like Hong Kong. You're now seeing a huge expansion in crypto happening in places like Singapore, Indonesia, and now in Japan. As the US tightens up, you're going to get more of this shift happening towards Asian projects. Right now, Jasmy has just been approved in Japan as a cryptocurrency in a country which is heavily regulated for cryptocurrency. Jasmy is also in a very exciting part of the market. Not exciting as in it's interesting and buzzing and exciting, because it's probably not that exciting. But it's exciting because there's potentially great money to be made in this space, and that gets me excited. Sorry about that. So, if you want to see where Jasmy's going, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get on with it. Decentralized data democracy. You may not know, or you may know, data basically drives the world that we live in. Whether you're using Google, whether you're using Uber, whether you're using anything, it's using a huge amount of data. It's learning about you, your habits, it's learning about habits of other people, but you produce the data, so why do you not have any access to that data? And also, do you really want all your data being shared with various people around the world for a price? Well, probably not. And this is where Jasmy comes in, because data democracy is something that we're moving towards with the rise of AI, with the rise of Web3. Billed as Japan's Bitcoin, Jasmy is a tokenized platform that champions the democratization of data by combining a blockchain and IoT, or Internet of Things, technology to provide an infrastructure that allows anyone to use data and securely. Now, your data at the moment is not anonymous. People know where your data's come from, that's why they're able to target you. However, there is a lot of benefit to sharing your data with various other companies, because it allows them to provide you with better service. It allows them to be more streamlined, to cut costs, and ultimately gives us a cheaper, better product at the end of it. Wouldn't it be great if you could produce that data and the data be used, but in a completely anonymous way, and also for you to actually be rewarded for producing that data as well? And this is all in what Jasmy is about. It's aiming to regain data sovereignty for all individuals. You'll be able to get paid just by producing data in Jasmy Token, which is very cool. And the fact that this has been launched in Japan is very, very interesting, okay? Many cryptocurrencies don't get allowed in Japan, which is probably a good thing, because we're seeing loads of other crypto companies screw people over, like FTX, like BlockFi, etc. So it's great to see a heavily regulated token that's actually been allowed. It's actually passed all of that drama, unlike most of these other tokens, which you're probably going to start to see getting banned. The likes of XRP, I know this is probably going to be a controversial statement, but probably not going to be allowed by the SEC. Things are getting more and more regulated rather than less and less. So now we understand a little bit about Jasmy. Why have I bought today? Now, obviously, I do my research since these projects. Now, you may have realized if you're subscribed to my channel, which you should be, then you would have seen that I've been buying a lot of different tokens recently. Why am I buying tokens now when Bitcoin is looming on another dump towards the downside? Well, it's had a bit of a dump towards the downside. I am thinking that maybe crypto won't continue to dump towards the downside, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. But jumping across to CoinMarketCap, we can see that Jasmy is here on 113,000 watch lists with a $223 million market cap. It's pretty small, okay? I think this token has a very large upside potential. And then we're going to jump back into the charts and look at where that upside potential might be. So we can see that since the start, Jasmy has been punished, okay? It launched back in 2022. Bad time to launch crypto, to be honest. Pretty much down 99%. This, as you know, doesn't represent necessarily the quality of the project. If you look at pretty much every other crypto project, it's done this in some way or another, right? Because smaller market cap coins punished when we drop towards the downside. So the reason I'm buying now is I've identified areas in the market where we see pullbacks coming in. And you can see that when we had a push up, we fell back to find support here, and then we pushed. So this identifies for me a nice buy zone here. Now I've bought like $500 worth, right? And the reason I bought $500 worth is because I can afford, if it then dips back even lower, to get even more. So I then identify more areas lower down where we could potentially see pullbacks to. Here's a bit of an area of consolidation, and down here at the absolute bottom, okay? If it falls below here, then maybe I will consider buying more, or maybe I just want to hold and see what happens. But why I start loading up is when we approach boxes like this, we now have a discount. Because if I bought on a spike, which is what everyone does, right? We all get hyped up and excited. If I bought on the spike, I would have missed out on this. I can now get in 44% cheaper. And yes, you're right, it might drop down to the next area and I could get 23% cheaper. But you know, I'm pretty happy on the discount I'm going to get right now. But realistically, I think you can do 100x. Now, it depends on how much money you've got, guys. The reason I'm looking at all these like 100x tokens, 1000x tokens, I guarantee that not all of them will do that. It doesn't matter, right? If you have 10 tokens and one of them does 100x and you're putting like $500 or $50 or $5 into all of them and 9 of them fail, then you're going to be super pumped. I made this video the other day about like Gala and HBAR, and everyone took it really personally, like I was targeting those particular coin holders. What I was targeting was people who were saying that they were all in on one coin. Don't go all in on one coin, because if that one coin for whatever reason goes bust, then you're ruined, right? But if you're putting in like 5 or 10% or maybe a little bit less into various tokens that you think are going to be game changers, then you're going to stand to make some good gains. Now, there's nothing sexy about Jasmy, right? It's about data. Data is not the most interesting subject in the world, but it's an essential part of the way the world works, and it's an essential part of moving into a Web3 environment where data won't just be shared freely among corporations anymore, but will be done in a trustless way. And this is where platforms like Jasmy come in, and is why I've got my eye on Jasmy, and why I think if you're interested, you should pay attention to it too. So that's one new coin I'm looking at, and you should definitely do it too. Guys, also today is the final day of a $100 giveaway sponsored by Fairdesk. All you got to do is jump into my Telegram link down below, absolutely free. As well as that, come and sign up for a Fairdesk account. Also, you got to come across and sign up for a Fairdesk account, because otherwise, how are you going to get your $100 giveaway if you are the lucky winner? I use Fairdesk because you get a generous deposit bonus, as well as that super low fees. And when we move into a bull market, those low fees are really going to start to pay off, because the savings is going to be massive. And believe me, when you want to trade regularly every single day, which is what you're going to do in a full-blown bull market, you need to be doing it in a platform that's going to allow you to do this at an affordable way. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, get into my Telegram, get into Fairdesk, and you could win $100 today. Last day of the competition, don't miss out. I will see you very soon in another video. Bye-bye.